Okay, it's a social media and employee communication webinar, how to become the company hero by doing social media right. I'm going to go through it very fast. It was prepared to be a 45-minute webinar for HR.com, but honestly, I had to do a lot of fluff to get to 45 minutes. So we should get through it very quickly. I gather the questions that are going to come up are a lot to do with the mechanics of how all this got done. And as you could tell, I'm still working through some of them. One of them, I was hoping to share this live on my YouTube channel, and I have the broadcasting capacity, but for some reason, I'm not seeing the button that says broadcast. So I'm not going to get excited. Please share it. There will be no buy here button. There's nothing I'm selling. So the only thing I get out of this is the thank you for sharing in advance. This webinar, what you will learn, how to set up your social media presence. Most of you are experts at that because I visited about half of you today. There's a handful of you that could use a little help, and hopefully this webinar will help. How to use this new hot feature to do webinars. I'm going to do my best to share with you what all I did today to get it to work in a Q&A at the end. Okay, well, challenge number one, you got to figure out what to do when you invite people in the Hangout. A presumption perhaps that the Hangout's got to be done with and agreed with 10 people that, are going to try to be as unparticipating until you tell them to. So there's one challenge. A step-by-step how to do it, how we created the TV show house station using all these interview techniques. This slide is fresh. It's about 20 minutes fresh. Everybody's asking, how do I shut down these event invitations? In the replay, you go to your calendar in your own Google Calendar setting is where you shut it off. And this is what the slide is for. You're going to have a full replay. So if you want to take notes, let's go to your Google Calendar, turn off the spam and events via these settings. You make it so no, you don't want to see declined, and don't allow others to add. I mean, basically, I'm telling you how not to receive these. I plan on doing one of these every Thursday, and I'm hoping they'll go a little bit smoother. My name is Amid Youssef. It's best to contact me by email, amid@tvshowhow or amid@amidyoussef.com. My cell number is right there. I very rarely answer it. Generally, I'm on the web and places where answering the phone is not very good. I'm all over social media. You can see me on Twitter. You can see me on Facebook. I'm on everything by my name, and having a Middle Eastern name doesn't hurt. I actually can get just about any URL for that. What I ask of you, if you want to stay in touch, is go to tvshowhow.com, click on contact, and register. I don't spam, and it only allows me to be in touch with you. I did this a webinar similar to this, but it was geared more towards the HR community. And I did it on the 14th. I spent a little bit of time preparing it. This platform, as I mentioned, is brand new. I saw this last night. Web Events was rolled out yesterday. I wanted to try not to have glitches as much as possible. I honestly put in just about. Okay, what do? I do X for Y, so Z. In all of my teaching, I like to mention that. I teach you how to do social media right so you can become the company hero. The next webinar is going to be on the Thursdays. 1, 2, or 3. How to set up your YouTube channel, how to do videos fast and cheap, or the how-tos of Google Plus, including how to mute people on a Hangout. If you don't mind, in the chat, type 1, 2, or 3. Okay. The struggles. I founded and operated 12 retail automotive stores called Auto Accents for over 25 years. The number one challenge was communicating with employees. These are pictures of my 12 stores when they were up and operational. We stopped in 2003 to do with cellular residual at the time. We tried everything at the time, but Pigeon, I joke around because it was that hard. This is my corporate structure. I had myself as a president. I had two vice presidents. Then I had the regionals and the legals, the general managers, the clerks, and the technician. And how do you talk to each person at his own level? So I devised this system that I'm going to show you in a minute. The solution, social media. You communicate instantly, you convey messages accurately, you deliver content correctly, you read results immediately, you rinse and repeat. And with the glitches that I'm having on this Hangout, you can also fail live. So I apologize for that. We're going to get through that part. Right? This is an HR.com slide, which basically talks about all of the things that are concerns for the people in the HR industry, and whether or not you can have it for recruitment, employment, branding, internal social networks, alumni social networks. Social media can do all of that. Most productive days for us when we had our company were the day of the meeting. Meetings were costly. Social media replaced most meetings for communication and training. So questions about social media. Is it confusing? Maybe. Is it hard? No. Is it costly? Mostly free. What should you do? Start a blog or a television station. The struggles continuing. Most people, when they start with social media, they think of it as something that looks like a sea of logos. And it shouldn't be that difficult. You're all on Google Plus. You would be glad to hear that when Social Media Examiner surveyed 3,800 of us marketers, they came up with the thing most people wanted to learn about was Google Plus, then blogs, then Facebook, then LinkedIn, then YouTube, then Twitter. I stopped at Twitter with all my teaching. Only 5 matter. And you're welcome to chime in if you have one that's more favorite than the other. Those are Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and in my opinion, Google Plus is the most important. Facebook is your town square. That's where you post positions, learn about employees, share calendars, create polls fast, tag easy, and it's fast and free. By the way, a lot of this information may be above your head, but it's here in case you feel like sharing this information with someone to help you. If you're in social media, say, hey, this is what a platform would look like. Twitter, fast notify, content followers, like a PR agency notifies all, indexed in search engines, fast and free. LinkedIn is professional, great groups, great business Rolodex, and it's fast and free. YouTube. If you were to tell me of all the 4 that I've just mentioned, which one would I keep? If I only had one to keep, it would be YouTube. YouTube is your own TV hosting, your own TV streaming, your traffic generator, your content can be behind, hidden, and shared, and it's fast and free. There's Vimeo, and there's Vidler, and there's Motion, and there's all kind of hosting services. You know, this one is fast and free. Google Plus, in my opinion, replaces all 4. It could replace it. It has video hangouts. It has video hosting, Great Wall, Google results, and it shows in the search engine. And it's a must for employee communication. That's how we built TV Show How. Of course, Seth Godin says you ought to have a blog. This is his philosophy.
All right. Blogging is free. It doesn't matter if anyone reads it. What matters is the humility that comes from writing it. What matters is the metacognition of thinking about what you're going to say. How do you explain yourself to the few employees or your cat or whoever's going to look at it? How do you force yourself to describe in 3 paragraphs why you did something? How do you respond out loud? If you're good at it, some people are going to read it. If you're not good at it and you stick with it, you'll get good at it. But this has become much bigger than Are You Boing Boing or the Huffington Post. This has become such a micro-publishing platform that basically you're doing it for yourself, to force yourself to become part of the conversation, even if it's just that big. And that posture changes an enormous amount.
I will simply say my first post was in August of 2004. No single thing in the last 15 years professionally has been more important to my life than blogging. It has changed my life, it has changed my perspective, it has changed my intellectual outlook, it's changed my emotional outlook, parentheses, and it's the best damn marketing tool by an order of magnitude I've ever had.
And it's free.
And it's free.
So there you go.
You should create a blog or a TV station so you can tie all your media together, collect emails, interaction plays, link it to Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Google+. If you have Quora or if you have any of the other medias, you could use them, but these are the core ones. This is my personal blog. You'll see a different version of it in a minute. And this is my TV station called TV Show How. You're welcome to create your own from scratch or, ask for my help. I like Google Plus, and I built TV Show How pretty much around it. I do interviews there. So sometime take a walk over to tvshowhow.com and you'll see how I did it. Over here on the left is my personal blog. It's pretty simple, and it has my feelings, what am I talking about, my family, that kind of stuff. Why a blog or a TV station? The go-to place for your customers, your employees, and your vendors. You communicate for your message and your company. I only visit Facebook and Google during the day. Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube are not places I go to. There's tons of my friends that tweet all day. That's wonderful. That's their platform. But if you were to go to Twitter right this minute, you'll see 6 to 10 tweets from me today, and they were all interaction tweets. So if set up correctly, everything shows up on all the networks, and you should go to 1 or 2 of them at least every day. You should organize your stuff. When it's organized, it's neat to look at. That's just a visual. Okay. This is what a basic plan looks like, and let me get this slide fixed. Okay. If you're putting a social media plan for your company, it should start with a plan, then pass through the team. The team gives ideas, they get buy-in, then you go to the content production, then you go looking for a crowd to listen to what you have to say, and then you work on the conversion. Unfortunately, everybody goes to step 5, and then they wonder why they can't measure and optimize the results. This came from K-Post. I didn't make this particular slide. It could be as simple as a sketch that looks like this. If you look really closely, this is actually the sheet of paper that I use to draw Kaboom pages and TV Show How. Challenges for what you're going to do. If you're working with corporations or if you're a part of a corporation, these are serious challenges you ought to confront or talk about. Privacy. I tell people who are considering social media, you're pretty much going to have to sacrifice privacy. Of course, you could disagree that you could do social media without that, but to do it effectively and reap maximum reward, you have to work in a way that privacy is going to be sacrificed. Platform, what you're going to choose, is it worth it? The implementation and the return on investment. By the way, you're welcome to use any of my slides in your presentation as long as you please leave TV Show How reference on the bottom. And I didn't put the .com so that way you could use it for yourself. What's the effect of social media? What are the effects of social media on your company? What's on the table for you, your reputation, your brand, and your profits? What's holding your company back? Education, too many choices, the know-how, and you'll notice I skipped over the red one, management buy-in. That's usually the biggest problem. If any of you are in management, or you've run an idea over to management, or if you're selling an idea to management, you know what I'm talking about. They're going to be the biggest hurdle. But slowly but surely, they're asking about it. And if you're obviously doing this for your company, you're interested. So I'm preaching to the choir. ROI, return on investment. Social media is better for employee communication. It detects and solves problems early. It fast implement. You noticed I had a slide that I learned 20 minutes before the show and I put it in. Not very many things. If you're cutting a TV commercial, you have to run down to the station and recut. It's cheap and it's mostly free. I don't know how many of you follow Procter & Gamble, but Old Spice, which I happen to use this Old Spice Sport, revived its entire brand. They used to have 2 spots on the average shelf. Now they occupy the entire shelf. P&G owns all these brands and they're making them social. Nestle and Johnson & Johnson are not. This is infographic from a friend. Old Spice is what pushed P&G to lay off 1,600 people after discovering it's free to advertise on Facebook through sharing. Now, I'm not telling you this to scare you if you're working in advertising or marketing at a company. I'm telling you this so you're out front and to teach you how to do this so you can be the person they go to. How many of you have seen this commercial?
Hello, ladies. How are you? Fantastic. Does your man look like me? No. Can he smell like me? Yes. Should he use Old Spice body wash? I don't know. Do you like the smell of adventure? Do you want a man who smells like he can bake you a gourmet cake in the dream kitchen he built with his own hands? Of course you do. Swan dive into the best night of your life. So, ladies, should your man smell like an Old Spice man? You tell me.
Okay. By the way, HR.com says that couldn't be done, and that took about a little bit of time, but I'll teach you how to do that in a few minutes. Whether you have a large organization, a city, or a small organization like the one I ran, social media can help for your communication. I mean, imagine if your street worker gets a note at 2 a.m. in the morning from social media letting him know there's no snow to plow tomorrow. Okay, he can now sleep in a little bit. And you could take this to the whatever extent in your corporation. For the people at HR.com, and for the back of this webinar, I'm going to leave a training of how to physically get on Google+. Because if we do have any Google+ people listening on here, the hardest thing to get people on Google+ is actually getting them on Google+. I spent an hour and 2 minutes once on the phone and Skype trying to teach someone how to get on. This is a little, so on the replay, you're going to find this little video.
How to sign up for Google Plus by TV Show.
And I'm not going to bore you with these 5 minutes because you all already are here. But it will be on the replay, so if you want to use it. What action should you take if you're considering social media for your company or if you're trying to sell it? These are some of the pointers of how I did it. I like my TV Show How concept. I would very much appreciate it if you would go to TV Show How as soon as possible, click on contact using your, if you still have a Facebook account, you could use it to register. I don't have an applet to use the TV Show How for registration. That's the webinar. It concludes the prepared version. And yeah, you can see me on Twitter. You can see me on Facebook. I'm on everything by my name, and having a Middle Eastern name doesn't hurt.